donkey balls, they're hanging low. Those donkey balls, they're not for show. Why wait, suck 'em dry, then go to the corner and cry. When the donkey balls come bouncing, there just ain't nowhere to hide. Grab 'em up and suck 'em dry. Now every time someone hears a loud thud, they think of those balls and their silly flood. They laugh with delight at that wild, bouncy night when donkeys and cows danced in the mud. Those donkey balls, they're hanging low. Those donkey balls, they're not for show. Why wait, suck 'em dry, then go to the corner and cry. When the donkey balls come bouncing, there just ain't nowhere to hide. Grab 'em up and suck 'em dry. Now every time someone hears a loud thud, they think of those balls and their silly flood. They laugh. Now every time someone hears a loud thud at that wild, they think of those balls and their silly flood. When donkeys and cows danced in the mud with delight at that wild, bouncy night. When donkeys and cows danced in the mud. When donkeys and cows danced in the mud. Those donkey balls, they're hanging low. Those donkey balls, they're not for show. Why wait, suck 'em dry. Now every time someone hears a loud thud and cry, they think of those balls and their silly donkey balls come bouncing. They laugh, nowhere to hide with delight. Grab 'em up and suck 'em dry. That wild bounce. Now every time someone hears a loud donkeys and cows dance, they think of those balls and their silly flood. They laugh with delight at that wild. When donkeys and cows danced in the mud. When donkeys and cows danced in the mud. Those donkey balls, they're hanging low. Those donkey balls, they're not for show. Why wait, suck 'em dry, then go to the corner and cry. When the donkey balls come bouncing, there just ain't nowhere to hide. When grab 'em up and suck 'em dry. Bouncing. Now every time someone hears a loud thud, grab 'em up and suck 'em dry. They think of those balls and their silly Now every flood. Time someone hears a loud thud with delight, they think of those balls and their silly flood. Bouncy night, they laugh when donkeys and cows danced in the mud. At that wild, bouncy night, when donkeys and cows danced in the mud. When the donkey balls come bouncing, there just ain't nowhere to hide. Grab 'em up and suck 'em dry. Now every time someone hears a loud thud, they think of those balls and their silly flood. They laugh with delight at that wild, bouncy night when donkeys and cows danced in the mud.
bouncing, bouncing those donkey balls, looking for a place to land. Bouncing left and bouncing right, looking for a stupid grin. Open your mouth, 'cause here they come. You're a dead man walking, 'cause they don't want you no more. Your coaching skills are suspect, and your wife's a street walking whore. Oh, bouncing, bouncing, bouncing right, looking for a stupid grin. But your mouth, 'cause here they come. You're a dead man walking, 'cause they don't want you no more. Your coaching skills are suspect, and your wife's a street walking whore. Your coaching skills are suspect, and your wife's a street walking whore. Walking whore.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girando, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a Tocino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a Tocino d'amor.
Welcome, college football fans, to another weekly installment of
Your Team Sucks Donkey Balls.
with Dr. Balls.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Are you with us, Doug? Oh, there's a guy. We have Mike Schrader already said Bama's his team. Things aren't too good this year, and I'm sure we're able to open the door that might support that argument. We're waiting on our producer, Doug Phillips, and I've seen also a message from Bruce Martinez. He's joined the show. A shout out to him. And we're going to tell everybody why your team sucks donkey balls. And this weekend was a huge weekend of upsets in college football. Big games like Ole Miss and Florida, Indiana and Ohio State, BYU and Arizona State was a big game. Alabama and Oklahoma, and we want to talk about all of them. Are you on here, Dad?
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Big Daddy.
Can you all hear me?
Man. Yeah.
I can hear you, Ed. Oh, and here's our cast member, Ed Scribner, and we have our producer, Doug Phillips.
Yeah, so I don't know what the fuck Streamlabs is doing tonight. I mean, I've got my camera hooked up, so maybe I was wrong. It's just however they feel. You know, when we come on, they're like, "Fuck Doug, let's see if let's make them work to get in there." Right?
Yeah. Well, my daddy says no dead air, so we don't leave no dead air. We just try to let everybody know that their team sucks donkey balls, and we're going to lay it out for them, who it is and why.
So I want to go ahead and throw this out there. Mac Brown lost his job today.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Yes.
Nikki?
Okay. I was talking before, but nothing was coming through. Streamlabs giving us hell tonight.
Something. Yeah. Yeah, me too. But anyway, Mac Brown lost his job today, and I'm sure everybody already saw that. There's a lot of people mad about it. They're saying he deserved better, and even maybe he did. But I think that he could have went out on his own terms. I think what got him is yesterday he basically said that he would be back for 2025, and I don't think UNC wanted him back, and I really don't blame them.
Yeah.
No, I thought he was going to walk away.
He should have walked away. He had the chance to do that.
Was his contract up?
No.
No,
I don't think it was.
At first, when they released that he was not coming back, they wouldn't say he was fired. They first came out and said, he will not be returning. And it kind of sounded like, okay, he's picked his next coach. He's walking away, kind of like Bobby Bowden, which most teams give their coaches that respect when they're that old and have been in the game this long. So yeah. I think that's why people's pissed.
I wish he would have bailed out. I mean, I knew that it was coming,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know who they were going to replace him with, but
No, we talked about that during our ACC kickoff. Our
Well, it was
preview,
time
we
for him to
talked about it
retire.
being his last year.
Oh, it absolutely was time for him to retire. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get into these doors, I guess let me pull up these rankings. Can y'all see them?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, this Alabama at 13. Y'all know I'm an Alabama fan, and I really don't want to have to say this, but it's fucking ridiculous.
I've been having fun with it since the AP came out, and I had
Alabama shouldn't be at 13. Alabama shouldn't.
No.
There's
But I've
no
had enough
fucking way. And this
Georgia
team, I think there should be a stipulation. If you go on the road and you score a single field goal against a unranked team, even if you win the fucking game, maybe that should disqualify you, especially if you've got losses.
Yeah, but I'm loving it. I'm not gonna lie, I love it because at first it was kind of me like, how are they sitting at 13 in the AP? And Georgia fans went off their rockers. I think they're afraid that Alabama sneaks in and beats them again.
Well,
because they are not happy. They're having meltdowns.
I'm going to say this: them having Bama at 13 at this position of the year. I mean, they just proved they don't belong in this playoff. Them having them at 13, they're definitely looking for, if there's any kind of chaos, Alabama is probably going to slip in. And it ain't going to look good. It's definitely not going to look good, and everybody's going to be pulling against Alabama for sure.
Well, wait a minute. So Clemson is ranked 12th in the polls, but is not in the playoff rankings. Is that right?
That's right.
No, they are.
Are they in the playoff rankings?
Yeah, they're in the
playoff
in 12. They're 11.
I don't see them.
No, they're not there.
They're number 12.
They're number 12. It's Clemson 12 and USC 15.
Yeah, but so see, if you look over to if you look all the way over to the left, Nikki, first team's out.
Yeah,
they've got Clemson first team out and Alabama second team.
Yeah,
out.
Clemson is 12th in the poll, but not the ranking.
Not in the seeding.
Correct.
But that's why this game has so much. This game against South Carolina can determine a lot.
Oh yeah, well that's because Arizona State is projected to play in the conference championship, and they just said I watched the selection show right before our show came on, and they mentioned, or the commissioner of the committee, he mentioned that that they respect teams that play in a conference championship. Now, is that why? If that's why they have Arizona State in the seeding and not Clemson, even though Clemson technically is ranked higher, it'd have to be that if they think that Arizona State is going to be the only Big 12 team to get in. That's basically what they're trying to say. Or if Boise State wins out, but Arizona State could be.
The problem with the Big 12 is that BYU and Iowa State have been fading. Like, for example, I understand what Doug says, and I appreciate what he says being an Alabama fan because he's being honest. But if there's a three-loss team that deserves to get in, it would be South Carolina because they're surging, except they lost to Alabama. So,
but they have to beat Clemson, because then they'd be a 4-loss team.
Right.
And see, that's where I'm having a problem with the committee right now, because they said before they started, there would only be one 3-loss team allowed to get in this season, and that would have been Florida, unless everyone had 3 losses because of strength of schedule.
I mean, I don't have a problem with this top 12. I don't like Bama sitting right outside, second team out. I don't like it because it looks like they're getting ready to throw them up in there. If the right stuff happens. I mean, I think Vanderbilt has to beat Tennessee. Georgia Tech has to beat Georgia. And these are – I think Vanderbilt beating Tennessee is possible.
Doable.
It's doable. I mean, I don't think it's bad.
If that happens, Tennessee's out.
Yep.
But they're already buying
but
their
Alabama's
tickets.
already went up there and lost to them too. So, but Alabama
Have
has a
y'all
better
seen that?
resume than Tennessee.
Have y'all seen that? That Tennessee fans are already buying the tickets out for their home playoff game, and they're
I don't know.
$750
You never know, man.
a piece.
You never know.
Is there anybody in the rankings who's in the rankings that we think could get bumped even if they don't lose?
Oh yeah, Arizona State. Well, let's see, Arizona State.
No, if they don't lose.
Right, if they don't lose. Let me look at this.
Indiana, maybe.
Well, that's what I was asking earlier. Is what team are they going to sacrifice to put Bama in? Because we have seen this before. This isn't the first time.
I think Indiana's high enough, though. I think if Indiana doesn't lose,
like, who is going to be sacrificed? Are they going to sacrifice that Indiana team for losing to Ohio State? Are they going to sacrifice just because the SEC sits the way it does? And I think that that's what the committee is playing with. Because we've seen it too many times before. Bama sitting right outside.
Yeah,
they find their way in.
I've absolutely, yeah, that's what it looks. I mean, I don't want Bama to go because I think that I've had enough heartache for the year, in my opinion. I think I deserve a break. God damn it. So
you had a 17-year break.
Yeah, I did.
You had a 17-year break.
Yeah, but before that, I had to endure Mike Dubose, Mike Shula. Yep.
I think I could have dealt with that to have 17 years like y'all had. Come on.
All right, so let's open some damn doors. We got 3 doors to open, and
let's do it.
I'm looking forward.
Those Aggies, they were ready for their first playoff spot. Not to beat, hell no, they're not. They're really not. Elko's Aggies played their way into a first place tie, but then they shit the bed at Auburn. Fuck those Aggies, right? That's right.
Damn, Mike Elko is behind the donkey balls doors because his team sucks donkey balls. They had an opportunity to hold serve in the SEC and then go on to SEC championship glory possibly, and they just totally blew it, guys. So therefore, they suck donkey balls.
But if they beat Texas and go to the conference championship and beat Georgia, then there's chaos.
True, but they still on this here week, Ed. They still got a big mouth full of donkey balls.
Absolutely.
Don't get a bye on here.
Don't get a bye.
We don't fuck around with that shit.
No.
That's because Auburn sucks donkey balls so badly. I mean, Auburn is so awful, right? To lose
so
to
awful
Auburn.
that we quit putting him in the donkey ball. We quit putting him behind the doors because it was fucking boring.
We almost named it after him.
True.
It's
so
sad.
that makes them a live championship contender, though, for Texas A&M. The fact that they had it in their grasp, right, to be somebody and they let it go.
We're going to have to pull that together. Everybody on here will be a voter, and we'll pull in a couple more voters.
but Elko's safe behind the door because they're not beating Texas and Georgia back to back.
I don't know.
I can't
say they won't beat Texas. That's a rivalry they've been wanting back for a while. And in College Station, come on, there's a chance.
Yeah, but they won't have anything left for Georgia.
That's fine. They beat their rival. Like, this is a team that they've been wanting back on their schedule for years. They hate each other more than I probably before. Like,
isn't there a week or two break between the last game of the season and the conference championship? Isn't the conference championship like December 15th?
No, that's when bowl games start.
Oh yeah,
conference championship games first week of December is like they've always been.
The next week that they play this weekend.
You got 2 weeks. Yeah. 2 weeks before the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you have teams that are happy not to play, and you're also hearing fans say that, "Oh, I would rather Georgia beat Georgia Tech, but lose the SEC championship game, play soft so that we're not injured to go into the playoffs."
Oh, that's crazy. You want
So
to
now,
win.
what we talked about before the season, how are we going to see when it comes to conference championships, how many teams that are already in the playoffs that don't care?
Well, I don't think it's bad losses. For example, if Indiana loses to Purdue, I don't know if they might get. If Penn State
They're not losing to Purdue.
No, you're right. Ed is correct. They ain't losing to Purdue.
I don't know if there's teams that don't care because they want the best path.
Yes.
If that's the case, then they wouldn't have let UMass score what they did on them.
They like the bye. Well, you like
UMass was looking for that 12th spot, Nikki.
Oh yeah. They almost had it. Almost had it.
All right, let's open door number 2. Nikki's gonna love this one.
The Lane train was rolling like it never rolled before. Oh, Lane Kiffin, you're screwed again. Those Gators bent you over and they fucked you with a grin. Those donkey balls are bouncing hard upon your chin, on your chin.
Oh, the irony of this, guys. The irony that Lane Kiffin, who people were really sweating to be the next coach of Florida, gets beat by Billy Napier in the swamp, who was the former donkey balls subject, and now Lane Kiffin sucks donkey balls. Not only that, they spent all that NIL money at Ole Miss in order to ensure a bid in the playoffs, and they thought it was their time, but really the truth of it was they sucked donkey balls. They've lost 3 games. I don't see any path for them getting to the CFP, and thanks to Florida's resurgence under with Billy Napier's guidance and Lagwag quarterback, they suck donkey balls.
Yes, Bruce, my pretty boy is in trouble. I love looking at him. I love listening to him talk. I love that he's cocky. But this season he deserves to be, well, yeah, donkey balls easily.
Yeah, they're not getting in. No way. They're not getting in.
Oh no.
Oh no. There's no way.
A win in the Egg Bowl doesn't do him any good.
No, he sat there to watch Dart cry like he did on the sidelines. And the coaches couldn't even control him.
It made me wonder if Dart was throwing the game. Did anybody get the sense? Did anybody, when I watched that game, he had last 3 possessions and he just couldn't do nothing. Right, all of a sudden he was throwing into double and triple coverage. It's like, my opinion, I don't know if he threw. I ain't saying he threw the game, but it sure looked like he did. I mean,
he didn't look healthy for one coming back out after the half. I don't know if it was his leg again, what it was. He just didn't look on his game. Something was messing with him. I don't know if our guys got into his head that bad. He was not the Jackson Dart we've seen hit and miss, I'll say, throughout the season.
Oh, yeah, the interception in the end zone was egregious. The interception in the end zone, there was 3 guys there. I mean, he threw right into 3 Florida guys in the end zone, and they gave him every opportunity. Now, here's something Florida has to work on, Nikki, is that Florida could have run. They left 10 and 15 seconds on the play clock in their next to last drive that could have potentially ran the game out, and he would only had 1 chance to beat y'all instead of 3, but he couldn't get her down, so they sucked doggy balls.
All I can do is thank God for our defense.
Oh, yeah.
Thornton, he had the final 3 interceptions, but the one wasn't an interception. He had the final 2, the one in the end zone, and then the one that ended the game.
It's bittersweet for Billy Napier. He has single-handedly saved his job with these last few games. Really starting Georgia, I believe. He saved his job, but at the same time, he's created unbelievable expectation for next season.
He did, but he did it with freshmen. And I think that's where the expectations are at now, because those same guys are young and they're coming back.
Well,
yeah, absolutely.
I'm definitely interested in Florida in 25. I mean, everybody's going to be, and they're going to be highly ranked. I would guess they'll be back half of the top 10 or at the furthest back, maybe 12 or something. This team is going to be highly ranked.
And the flips, we have had so many, commitments flipping to Florida this week. We've had 3 from FSU. We've had 1 from Colorado, 1 from Ole Miss.
I wonder if there's something going on at Colorado where people think that he might retire or move to another job after his season, since Shadur is probably going pro.
It's because of all the rumors that he's going to be Cowboys coach.
Oh, the Cowboys coach?
Like, that is the main rumor that's going around.
You think Jerry Jones would hire him?
I don't think Jerry Jones is going to get rid of Mike McCarthy. We know how Jerry Jones works.
Yep.
I mean, come on. I think he would have brought him in as a receivers coach or even, offensive coordinator. I can't see him bringing him in. But then again, Dion is a smooth talker. He might be trying to fix the negative ways that are coming towards the Cowboys from Cowboy Nation, not from outside.
Dion already said he does not want to go to the pros because he just can't have the same level of power that he has in a college job. And Jerry Jones would be the last guy he'd want to work for.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
But then you have to look at what other jobs could be available that might open his eyes a little. The top at FSU.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, at Florida State, he would be a natural fit as far as getting the program publicity and attention, and probably a lot of recruits. It would be, I'm sure, be a whole lot more interesting than Norvell because they just laid down this year. Like Doug said, they suck so bad. There's no real reason to beat on them. Or what more could be said?
Yeah, you can't throw them behind a door anymore. It's just not fun, is it?
They beat Charleston Southern.
All right. So speaking of the door, I'm going to scorch earth on this motherfucker. We're going door number 1. Y'all ready?
Kalen got the type back in shape again. They beat those Bayou Bengals like a drum, they say. But a trip to Oklahoma and field goal didn't do. They shipped themselves in Norman. Now there's nothing left to do. It's true.
Well, I'm sad that Sean isn't with us right this moment, guys, because he could come in his best soulful voice like NFL Films and outline the reasons why that when you replace a legend like Nick Saban, that things can be tough if your team sucks donkey balls, right?
And they're definitely sucking on some donkey balls right now.
Oh yeah, I just don't think that that Milroe is the guy to work whatever system that DeBoer wants to run, and I don't think they made a commitment to the run that they have to make with Milroe at quarterback, or Mildew, as Shannon Russell calls him. But I don't know, Doug. I don't know that it's over at Alabama, but I know that
it's not over for him because he has a $77 million buyout. They're definitely going to give him at least 3 years.
Yeah, absolutely. And Milroe, for all the talent that he has been inconsistent this year. He came on real strong at the end of last season.
You know what, Ed? I think he's been pretty consistent, actually. And here's what I'm saying. If he can run, then he can pass. He can beat you. But if you stop him from running, he cannot pass because he just can't do it. If he's got to be able to run to be able to pass. And
yeah,
that's Auburn's chance this week is if they can do what Oklahoma did, if their defense can come out and stop his run, which they did last year, by the way. They did for most of the game. And then Alabama got them on the last fucking play of the game. The
game's in Tuscaloosa, right?
The game is in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, Auburn's not winning that game.
I mean, I don't think they are either, but if you remember correctly, I told y'all that Oklahoma was a problem. And everybody disagreed with me. Oklahoma looked pretty bad, but they have the defensive personnel. I knew they did to give Milroe problems, and that's when it's going to happen every time.
But y'all
they're
got the
different
kicker now.
knowledge.
You got 3 on the board, so at least your kicker doesn't suck so bad. You know, he doesn't suck.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I
mean,
do
that was
believe Alabama did. Alabama
Same
scored a
for years.
touchdown. It should have been 24-10,
Yes.
but it wasn't going to go any beyond that. Anybody that's suggesting that Alabama would have won had they given them that touchdown, no, it wasn't going to happen.
But how many years did Alabama not have a kicker, and that was the only downfall of Bama football?
It was for a while. Saban did not believe in giving scholarships for kickers. He finally changed his mind at some point, and then we got a good kicker.
You what, Reinhardt or
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Riker.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Riker?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. He's a hell of a player.
But yeah, I just thought that was funny. For so many years, that was the only Bama downfall. Only downfall.
All right. So, do y'all want to go to a commercial and then come back and talk a little bit of college hoops?
Let's do it.
Sure.
All right. Let's do it.
Go to smackology.42web.io and click our Fans Edge link for instant savings on awesome products.
Hey, hey, here comes a donkey ball. Here they come, here they come. Your team sucks, donkey balls. Bouncing, 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 here they come. Open your mouth and get a big bunch. Suck them, suck them, suck them, suck them, suck them, suck them, suck them.
Watch Your Team Sucks Donkey Balls live every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, these sneakers rock. Wait, are you sure that you trust this website? It looks messy and totally unsecured. It looks like a scam. But it's all different if you use ClearVPN, the first effortless VPN solution for a personalized and secure online experience. ClearVPN, the only VPN you need, because it clearly understands you.
You're listening to the Smacking Off the Podcast.
All right, guys, welcome back to our Dr. Ball segment. We're going to talk about some college basketball. This shit's really heating up.
You know what? I'm going to feel real bad if I don't do this. Everybody be quiet for a minute and bow your heads.
Dr. Balls is a presentation of Smacking Off the Podcast.
In the house, what's going on? The doctor knows who's going down. Dr. Balls will know.
All right. Now I feel like Ted Nugent in 1978. All right. That's how excited it is when you can feel like Ted Nugent in 1978, despite the fact that I found out my best friend is dying today. Shout out to Ron Smith. And also some other bad news in the world of college basketball related. Creighton lost to San Diego State. Creighton was ranked number 21. San Diego State was unranked, but that's a good Mount West team. But really, guys, the college basketball news of the week and maybe even of the century is that number one, UConn lost 2 games back to back to unranked teams in Colorado and Memphis.
I mean, those are just called wake-up calls, right?
Well, that's a wake-up call.
It's early. It's early. I mean,
those are some pretty good unranked teams.
Yeah, like Oklahoma. Oklahoma's in football. They're a 5-5 playoff team.
No, to Memphis's credit, they're a decent team, and they but Colorado wasn't really expected to do much, whether in the Big 12 or nationally. But what really makes it special, Ed, is I don't know if you heard about the fit that Dan Hurley threw after the game or at the end of the game. And a lot of people felt it. Yes. A lot of people felt it was bad decorum. He swears he'll never be back to the Maui Invitational, which has been a staple preseason tournament for teams like UConn and Big East teams in general. And I just don't believe you can show bad decorum like that. You know, it shows a sore loser. I mean, he's been a big part of maintaining UConn as a blue blood status program. I believe you got to show different than that. You know.
Well, he's a fiery personality, so I think that it's part of what makes him a very good coach. I'm not defending him per se.
Oh yeah. Now, if you're Rick Pitino or somebody like that,
go for it.
like there was when we lost to Michigan in 1994, which there was a few things that went on at the end of the game that could have been complained about. He went and shook Bill Fisher's hand and walked off the court, right? So, I mean, there's just all in your class level. Of course, Rick Pitino also had sex with one of his assistants in his open restaurant in Lexington, by the way.
Get the hell out.
You didn't know that?
Good for him.
Oh, yeah.
Was she hot?
Sorry. A female assistant?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's called the restaurant's called Patino. I think it was Patino Bravos or something like that.
So when you first said he had sex with an assistant, my first thought was, in my brain, Rick Pitino's coming out of the closet. Bob is bringing him out of the closet.
Oh, not like all that, but he.
I mean, you said assistant.
What they reported?
Does he have a female assistant?
Yeah. I mean, he was like a
When you mean an assistant, you mean like a secretary? Or do you mean an assistant coach?
No, like a secretary or something.
Okay.
So,
not that there can't be female assistant coaches. I mean, we have to
or maybe he made her an assistant coach so that they could get away with it.
Oh, well, they happened in a restaurant.
But you also got to realize that fucking the help will get you to behave on the court.
Goodness. I'm not going to go there since we're Southeast.
You know, I think that Wimp Sanderson tried that at Alabama, and it didn't work for him, and it's not going to work for Rick either.
There you go. Is that why it's CM Newton Court and not Wimp Sanderson Court?
Probably so. Yeah. He slapped his mistress in a hotel in Birmingham. I believe if it was not the NCAA tournament, it was maybe the SEC tournament. His mistress showed up while his wife was with him and decided, I guess he hadn't returned her calls for a little while. And he slapped her.
Jeez.
That sounds like the start of a bad porn.
No,
he still comes on the radio, so they didn't cancel him. I guess it happened early enough, and it happened in the 90s.
Slapping your mistress is always a bad idea because she's gonna talk.
Well, she was there to talk. She was there to talk, Ed. That's why he slapped her.
Damn. It was like a Jimmy Cagney movie around there. Now, I wonder if he was tight with Jimmy Swagger.
I don't know. Jimmy Swagger.
Yeah. Now, isn't Liberty the former home of, what was the name of it when it was the Memorial Majority ran by Jerry Falwell? Yeah, it was ran by Jerry Falwell. What was the name of it before it was Liberty? Damn, I can't remember. Oral Roberts, was it Oral Roberts University?
No. That's in Oklahoma. That's school. Yeah, they're still around.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm trying to remember the name of it when it was ran by. It wasn't Liberty when Jerry Falwell was in charge of it. It was something else. I just can't remember what it was.
I'm just going to say this. I mean, you got a freaking icon, Jerry Falwell, as the founder of your university. Even they should have never been the Liberty Flames. They should have been the Fighting Falwells of Liberty. That's what I would have went with.
There you go.
And Oral Roberts, they should be the 900-foot Jesuses.
Oh.
Isn't Oral Roberts the guy that's seen the 900-foot Jesus?
That's what he said. I mean, was he
Yeah.
also the one that said he had to have $100 million that was going to call him away
Yeah.
to heaven?
Same
Goodness.
story. Same story. I seen a 900-foot Jesus in Tulsa, Oklahoma. He said that I have to have so much money or I'm going to die. And some
Yeah,
fucker sent him the money. And I guess it was probably like an Elon Musk kind of character. He had more money than sense because he was laughing about it. He didn't even believe the story.
That's
but he still
insane.
sent him the fucking money.
Why don't we have friends like that?
So this is where
we don't
Joel
run in those
Osteen
circles,
got his
Nikki.
ideas.
I know. I mean, like our show could be really big right now.
We
if
don't
we
run
seen
in
a
those circles,
900-foot
Nikki.
Jesus.
We need to start bumping elbows with the right people.
Yeah, we need to go out in the field and see a 900-foot Jesus tonight, and we can find him tomorrow.
You don't even have to see it. I mean, Oral Roberts didn't see it.
Just pretend, yeah.
I'm sure of it.
So
well, he might have been doing drugs or something. I really don't know for a fact.
Now, at the end of this road is a United Baptist Church and it's like a clapboard building that was built in like 1794, and they don't have much money, right? And they've been known to handle snakes and stuff like that. And if you want to see some church that don't involve money, right? That's pretty interesting. They have tag team preachers that last all morning long, and then they got a meal that'll stagger your imagination, make
Are
the
you
family.
Are you telling us we need to come up to
We need
Kentucky, stay with you, and then go to church on Sunday morning?
Yeah, just so you can see the spectacle of Appalachian style, truly Orthodox church based in 1800s shit. You know what I'm saying? And they, so we got that going on, and they don't make no money off that. They won't even take your money.
Food's good. That food's good.
That would just throw them into a higher tax bracket. Oh, wait, they don't get taxed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
They don't get taxed. If they got taxed at all, I don't know how they keep the lights on, to be honest with you. And they got like
You're right. You're right. A lot of them. And there's some big mega churches though. They're racking up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. But you know what do they say? It's easier for a camel to pass through an eye of a needle than it is the rich man to get into heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So
I heard that somewhere. Yeah.
So Joel Osteen's in some trouble.
Can I just say that my Gators are undefeated so far still in basketball?
Oh, well, that's an interesting development. Who they played last, Nikki?
We played. I watched it. Shit, I don't even remember now.
Now, Kansas and Duke are playing this minute, and Kansas was up at one time like 21-6, and now it's like 25-16. That's a very interesting game. So this is a big time.
We're tied when I seen.
Who was tied?
Houston and Bama.
Houston and Bama. That's a huge game too.
That's a big time.
Yeah, I seen them. They were 40-40.
Oh yeah, and then Auburn beat Iowa State. Now that's interesting. Auburn basketball is rocking this year. So is Bama basketball. The SEC has
Daddy
9
turned that playing around.
Yeah, the SEC has 9 teams in the top 25, by the way. And Auburn beat a good 5th-ranked Iowa State team with late minute heroics, 83-81. That was a hell of a game. Auburn's got a tough squad, guys. And
Do you
then
think they're playing this good because Daddy turned that plane around? He finally did it.
Oh, it's possible. They could be the baptism, though. See, the baptism, that's why the basketball and the football join together.
But this happened after the baptism when they were headed.
Oh, I know, but everything good happens after the baptism, though, right? Just like the United Baptists, they take you to this mud hole up here as part of the creek and baptize you. After that, everything's all good. You can do whatever you want, including Bruce Pearl. And now, see, Bruce Pearl don't have to be a cheater anymore, right? Because now you can just pay him openly.
Yep. But I think it was kind of like Mommy said it for so long, and finally Daddy stood up and said, "Nope, we're going home."
Yeah.
And once they went home, Daddy said, "No, this is how we do it from now on," and it's kind of shaped them.
All right, there you go. This is probably the last show we'll do that we've got so little to talk about with basketball. If y'all ready to end this, I'm ready to end it. But if we've got more to talk about, then let's crank it out, man.
We pretty much covered it. Well, just to summarize, Kentucky looks good. Bama looks good. Tennessee looks good. Houston won a big game. Gonzaga so far is number 3. Number 2, UConn's going to fall. Kansas and Duke, somebody's got to lose. Looks like it'll be Duke. And unfortunately for Sean, who wasn't able to join us tonight, Creighton lost. So there you go. That's the summary.
Sean,
Florida's still undefeated.
Sean's lucky that we're not doing Donkey Balls basketball edition yet.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that. You read my mind. If he was here, we would have done it. I would even simulate behind this door number 3.
I think what we should do is just do one team a week, and
One
just
team
throw
a
it
week?
into the beginning of the show or something.
So officially this week, it's UConn who lost 2 games. This is number 1 team to unranked teams back to back.
They suck donkey balls, and soon we'll be making songs about it. God damn it!
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right. Good night, guys.
Night.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Your team sucks, donkey ball. Your team sucks, donkey ball. You're probably getting fired before the season's end. They even lose your wife and your asshole friend.
Your Team Sucks Donkey Balls is a presentation of Smacking Off the podcast. Stream in every week for another victim as we kick them while they are down.